today's video, I'm going to show you my progress on all of my projects, my crochet projects, my quilt, and my crochet. So please stay tuned and press the like and subscribe button, and continue watching to learn more and to hear about all my projects. This is the crochet blanket that I've been working on, and it is a blanket that is multicolored. And what I did is I sorted out all the scrap yarn that I have that accumulated over the many years, and I decided, you know, too much yarn. I should not be buying any more yarn. I'm accumulating more yarn and saving more yarn than I am using it. And I actually prefer stitching blankets. I find it very comforting. I could use them as a nice throw on my bed, my sofa, certain chairs that my cats sit on. And they actually hold up fairly decent with my cats. When all my cats have their claws, and they do hold up really well. So I mostly do single stitch for my blankets just because I actually think that stitch is beautiful. I am a very beginner though. I do know double crochet stitch, but I'm not, certainly not an expert when it comes to this. I just learned the very basics of it. It's not necessarily something I want to advance in. If I happen to learn a new technique, great, but it's not necessarily a goal of mine. It's more of like a stress relief. So finding one stitch that is easy, I could remember, I could put down, remember when I pick it back up, to me is what I'm looking for. So this is one of my blankets, and it's kind of a lap size blanket right now, but it will get longer. I do have all my yarns in this bag, and I just keep them all together. So I actually am getting close to being finished. There was one yard I don't think I'm going to use because it's much thicker than the rest of the yarn. So I'm not sure. I might just donate this to Goodwill. Somebody is bound to find it. So I think that's what I'll end up doing. It's not enough to make a scarf. So I don't really know if this would even be in a project because of the thickness of it. So this is one of my crochet blankets. My next crochet blanket is actually over here, and it is a double crochet where I alternate between 4 colors. And I think this has turned out quite beautiful. It's a big undertaking with it, and I'm just going to bring it closer to the camera. And it is something I really do enjoy, but it's tedious just because you're stitching one row then switching it to the next. But I do really like this, and all of my yarns is in this bucket. And I actually keep this bucket near my bed, and every once in a while I will work on it. And I have, this just ends up being like a bucket where I throw things in. And I have my headlights just in case if I want to dim the lights and just work on that. Of course I have like a catalog for crafts. And what else do I have? I have my scissors. And somehow these pens got in there, so I think I'm going to take those out right now. I'll put them where they need to go. And yeah, that seems about it. So this, I just keep it in here, and I'll just put the rest back in. And this, I'm hoping I could really work on and try to finish it. It ended up being not even on the ends. I'm not sure what I did that caused that, but I'm okay with that because honestly, these are just going to be thrown on a chair. on my bed. My cats will take them over. I'm not really concerned about how even it is. It would have been nice if it was even, because I think that this one is quite nice with the colors, but I'm okay with it. And that's the thing about these crochet blankets is it's more stress relief. It's not for me to get uptight about that it has to look a certain way. My next project that I have is the quilt. I'm going to start there. And this quilt is my first big quilt that I am trying. I have already made a few smaller size quilts. They're really, honestly, they're just big enough for one of my cats to sit on. And I did this design in both of the quilts. I did a fall version and then a summer version with the fabric. And I liked the design, and I thought, you know what, this is an easy design. It's easy to put together. Let me make it into a big size quilt so I could learn more of the process. I can learn how to do the edge, the binding part of the quilt, and then figure out what I want for my back side of the quilt. So I thought, instead of getting myself caught up in a new pattern, I decided to keep what I do know. So that's how I started. It is getting done. I am quite surprised at how much I'm able to finish. They are not even whatsoever. I had a hard time cutting because my scissors became very dull. So I know before I start my next quilt, I have to get nicer scissors. So viewers, if you know of any great scissors for quilting to cut fabric, please let me know. Comment, let me know, and I would appreciate it. But these are this is the quilt right now. I think it will be closer to like a full-size quilt that will just lay over my bed. If I have more fabric left over in this, I think I might make a chair cushion for the chair that I'm sitting on right now. And maybe some of them will be like pads for the kitchen, for the pots and pans. So I might have a lot of fabric left over for it, but this is right now where it's at. I think I could get a good part of the quilt to be finished. The reason why I say that I think I can is because I'm not sure how often I'm going to actually be sewing in this room, and the reason is I just don't know how my health is going to be. So this might not make it to the end of the year. It actually might. I might have to finish it more into the winter, and that's okay. Now the next and the last project that I am going to show you, that this one will not be finished this year. It actually might not be finished next year. But it is my cross stitch. And I absolutely love cross stitch. I think if I could just do YouTube videos where you just watch me put the thread into the cross stitch fabric, I would have mounds and mounds of hours of me doing that. I am nowhere near finished, as you can see. I do take pictures as I go along with this cross stitch, and it is on my blog, and my blog will be written in the description of this video. So you could more than welcome to head over to the blog, and you could see my progress with this cross stitch. You will also be able to see progress with another cross stitch that I did of Paris, and that one took me I think it took me like 3 years to complete, just because of the amount of color changes I had to go through. This one is a cross stitch of Castle, and let me show you. It is this Scotney Castle Garden, and this, I believe this is in Scotland, and it is quite stunning. It is an actual castle, so maybe one day I'll get to see the real thing. But as you could tell, I am not anywhere close to being finished. I do take my time with it. The pattern, I'll show you the pattern. I have it all run. I have to tape this up, but it is, I mark it off as I go, so I know what box I'm on, and I just go down and I come back up to the top, and then I work down, and I'll just continue doing that. And then there's a second page to this, so that's how extensive this amount of stitching is. And I absolutely love stitching. I learned as a kid, and it's something I just don't put down. This is all my threads for the Stony Castle, and they're all organized by number, and that's how I work. I have this next to me, and I sit on the sofa and I put in a good movie, and I will sit there all day cross stitching, or a good part of the day cross stitching with my legs up, and just really comfortable under the blanket, and usually with some hot tea. So check out my blog so you can follow. I do show still pictures of the cross stitch. I never film when I'm cross stitching because this is my private time, but I don't mind showing everybody my progress with it. So there you have it. These are all of my projects. The reality is, I would like to say, my majority of them will be done by the end of the year. I just really don't know. I would like definitely this blanket to be finished by the end of the year, and I would like this to come close to being the end of the year, and this one might be until maybe winter time, maybe into the new year. And then this cross stitch, I think it's safe to say it's going to take me a couple years to finish this one. And but I'll keep you updated on the progress of all this. So thank you so much for joining me today. And it's not my usual video painting. I just wanted to touch base with my fiber arts that I do, and I really feel like the fiber arts has become more of my interest than the painting. But I will continue painting because it is a nice stress relief as well. So please hit like and subscribe, and I appreciate your comments. And if anybody knows of good pair of scissors to buy, where I could get them, any advice on that, any advice on crochet, if you have any helpful hints, I would appreciate it. And thank you for visiting with me. There'll be more videos to come, so please make sure to tune back in. Thanks, and bye.